Welcome. Today we are going to go over some more shelving pointers, specifically regarding shelving fiction. A couple shelving rules to remember in general. As we mentioned previously, all shelving, when we start at the left on the top shelf, we move to the right until the shelf ends. Then we go down to the next shelf, going left to right, and so on, as if we were reading the pages of a book. Once you reach the bottom of the bay, you would then go to the top of the next section. Fiction is shelved alphabetically, beginning with the cutter letters on the spine label first to tell you which section to go to, and then you follow the order of author's last name, author's first name, series if it's applicable, and then the title of the book. Few pointers when you're dealing with articles. If the initial article, such as a and the, is the first word in the title, ignore it. Don't use it when you're shelving it by title. But don't ignore the article when it comes after the first word. For example, the complete guide to baking would come before complex carbohydrates because we ignore the word the as the first word. But complexities in springtime would come before complexities in the garden because T comes after S, and when the article is in the middle of the title, we do not ignore it. What if you have several works with the same call number by the same author? We follow the rule of call number, author's last name, title of the book. So, for example, Anne Rule, who writes several books of mystery books, we would first go to the section where Anne Rule, R-U-L, is located, and then go by the title. Everything She Ever Wanted, If You Really Love Me, Last Dance, Last Chance, E-I-L, alphabetically. Now, what if you have several works with the same call number, but there's different author names? For instance, Anne Rule, Anne Ruler, and Anne Rulist all have the cutter number of Vic, R-U-L. We go to the section on the shelf where Vic, R-U-L, would be located. We put all Anne Rule books together. Then we shelve by title, Everything She Ever Wanted before In the Dark. We then put the Anne Ruler books together after Anne Rule. If You Really Love Me would come before Off Into the Sunset. Lastly, we would put the Anne Rulist books in that section. An example of this. Here we have Green, Green, and Greenwald. G-R-E-E-N, all those books are together. G-R-E-E-N-E, those books are together. And then G-R-E-E-N-W-A-L-D, all together. In this case, we have all books by Rick Riordan, but we have several series. So we put all the Percy Jackson and the Olympians books together in series order. Then we would put the Heroes of Olympus, and then Magnus Chase. Types of fiction books and their call numbers in our library. We have our adult fiction, which has FIC. That will be in this purple section right here by the circulation desk. All mystery, romance, and science fiction are shelved together. We then have our young adult fiction with the YA number, and that's in this little section right back here. Graphic novels have a GN label. We put juvenile and YA together, and that's in this little section at the front of the young adult. Juvenile fiction begins with a J, and that is in this section right in here. Chapter books have the J, but also a chapter book label, and that's in this little section right here by the reading room. In our children's room, we have our easy readers, which begin with the ER. We have our picture books, which have the JE, and they're in that section right here. The board books have the JE, but they also have a blue sticker over the spine label, and that goes in this section here. It's the only section, fiction-wise, in our library that is not shelved. Alphabetically, it's more by size, and then loosely alphabetically. So quick key to those call numbers. JE, those are our picture books in the children's room. J, our juvenile fiction, the first aisle rear of the library. YA, our young adult, that's in the second aisle at the rear of the library. GN, those are our graphic novels. They're at the second aisle, the rear of the library as well. FIC, those are our adult fiction, and those are in the aisles closest to the circulation desk. ER, those are our easy readers. They're in the children's room. JE with a blue dot, those are our board books in the children's room. J with the chapter book label, that's our chapter books, first aisle rear of the library, on the shelves adjacent to the reading room door. Quick example of some of these labels. This is the children's room, JE picture books, and you'll note alphabetical order by those three cutter labels, letters, CRE, CRI, CRO. Here's the board books. It's the JE, again, loosely alphabetical, and they have the blue sticker over them. Easy Reader books have this pink Easy Reader label to also help you identify where it goes, and it has the ER shelved alphabetically, DOR, DOT, DIS, DRI. New books in the children's room. All new books for in our children's room have this yellow Sunburst new book label. The JE, board book, and regular all go on the upper shelf under the window. The Easy Reader all go on the shelf above the Easy Reader section. Chapter books. As you'll see here, the J distinction and then alphabetical by these three letters. They have this green chapter book label that identifies it goes in that chapter book section. Those new books have this yellow new book sticker, and they go in the section shelf right above where the chapter book label starts. And again, those new books are in alphabetical order. Juvenile books have the J, no chapter book label, alphabetical by author on the shelf. You will see things such as sports and mystery and science fiction and humor. That just helps identify what type of book it is for our patrons. It does not indicate a separate section. All interfiled together, as you will notice here on the new bookshelf, which is located above the first two shelves in the J section. The new sticker may be in various locations on the book, but it will always be on the spine, indicating it belongs in that section. Young adult books, in addition to the YA on the spine label, also have this yellow YA label to help you identify it belongs in the YA section. Again, alphabetical by author. The new book section for the YA is the first two shelves at the beginning of the YA section, again having this yellow new book sticker. Graphic novels. In addition to this GN on the label, there is this red graphic novel to help you identify the section it belongs in. As you will notice, all J and YA are interfiled. So once you get to the graphic novel section, you then go by the author's three letters of their last name. Adult fiction. All of our adult fiction begins with an FIC and then goes alphabetical by the three letters of the author's last name. We are switching our mystery over to FIC. This is an ongoing process, so if you do see an M that goes in the fiction section, our adult fiction section, interfiled, it is not a separate section. As you'll notice in the new section, again with that yellow label, the mystery now have the FIC. The new section for adults is located in the aisle right after the bathrooms, and all of our new adult have the FIC on the spine label, as well as the yellow new adult label. So this is a quick review on how we shelve our fiction books alphabetically by author, then by the author's first name, then by the title of the book. If you have any questions, please ask as you get familiar with all the sections within our library. Have a great day.